Alexander Graham Bell Day. Technology and business. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Alexander Graham Bell. I'm not sure if they talk about him in school anymore, but he was always one of my heroes because he was the guy that came up with the telephone, right? Today's Alexander Graham Bell Day, at least as I'm filming this, and I just wanted to say my respect. I pay great respect to Alexander Graham Bell and discuss with you how technology affects your business, because it will affect it. If you're looking to be in business long term, you're going to get into a situation where technology is going to change so fast. You're going to have to switch things up. And a lot of people, just in the late 90s and early 2000s, people were still using fax machines as a very popular way to be able to, especially for B2B business. It was a great way to market, especially when they were doing it in mass. I knew lots of people that made money off of sending out cold faxes out to people, and that's something that just went away. It's technology-wise. I know there's still cold faxing out there, and I know there's still direct faxing. People that, Dan Kennedy still notoriously uses a fax machine, but when it comes to technology, it's always changing. That's an extreme version. Obviously, email and everything else kind of jumped in there, but it's going to happen. It's absolutely a certainty that it's going to happen. So you can't get bogged down with the fact that things are changing, are going to change. They will. You have to be ready for it. You have to be ready to spin and change and move, and don't get caught up. It's really an argument about tactics, and it's a very common thing to get caught up in the tactic versus the principle on the other far end of it. What are you trying to achieve strategy-wise? What are you trying to achieve? What were you achieving? So, for example, I was working with a business where they had been using CDs. And CDs, compact discs, are still a technology that exists. But it's a technology that's a lot smaller than it was before, and it's pretty much on its way out. So what do you replace the compact disc with? If that's what you're sending out all the time, if that's what you're using, where do you go next? It comes down to, what is it achieving for you? What is the end user using it for? What are the other possibilities that you could also use? And so at that time we were looking at, what if we had tablets that you sent out, an inexpensive tablet? What if you sent out a USB thumb drive with an MP3 on it? What if you just emailed an MP3? And so you have to ask yourself, what are each of these things actually achieving? And when you get caught up in a technology for a long period of time, sometimes you forget, okay, what are we actually achieving by using this technology versus everything else? It's just a tactic. It's a means to an end. You always have to remember that's all technology is. Technology will always change. Don't lose the principle behind the technology. Don't use the long-term strategies of that technology. That's behind the technology, not the technology itself. When Alexander Graham Bell came out with a phone, it opened up a whole world. In fact, March 7th is the day that he got the patent for the phone, as I understand it. It wasn't the day that he started using the phone. That was 3 days later or whatever, is when the first phone call was made, official phone call. But it opened up everything. Without the phone, you would not have had Edison becoming a household name. What did Edison do? Because of the phone, he was inspired to jump into this and say, okay, if we can send sound, can't we capture sound? And the first recorded sound through a phonograph came out from Thomas Edison. That exploded his entire career, and without that, that first big win for him, he wouldn't have had anything else, because he was really, among all other things, was a relative marketing genius. He had a knack for marketing and selling himself as a celebrity more than anything else. I don't know if that's more of what he fell into, but he certainly took advantage of it from that point on. That's all due to Alexander Graham Bell inventing the telephone right off the bat. We wouldn't have had wireless technology if not for Alexander Graham Bell. Is really the first one to kind of break open this huge technological revolution that we're still getting stuff from today. I mean, that same technology is still in play. So, hats off to Alexander Graham Bell. Hats off to you as a business owner or executive in a business, and make sure you don't get caught up with the technology. Technologies always change. That's all I have for today. Go get my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. It'll help you become competition proof in your business. You can go download yourself a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. That's all I have for tonight. You get out there and let the magic happen.